What is NGN network? And in the modern case, in the modern state, you need to universal network to transmit different kind of information. It's now it's many network is working similarly to NGN, next generation network approach. At first, this NGN network must be uh, standardized open interfaces, seamless service delivery network. Next, it might be one network to all, and this network must be used to transmit rich multimedia service and can transmit in the same time transmit the simple data service. So this can transmit information from email, this web access, and another kind of services until the one on your south network. And this network must be used for telephone speeches and for video and for TV. The all network must be using this the same network, universal network. When we build this maybe build network with easy to add some new approaches, some not approach. You need to use this network, and this network is used to easy to add some services, new services. For example, we have some, for example, telephone and services based on telephone service, for example, online consultation by phone call. And now next is you must be inputted some, for example, using this your phone calls, calls to obtain the some information about the, your state, accounting, and another services for the universal until inside the universal network. And before the pre-engine state, this station state that all intellect, all control function is situated and pointing the age switching node. And when you try to add new services, you need to change software in the age switching node. Because in the network, communication network is big and consists of many switches nodes, so it's a very hard task to uploading and update the software at each node. In the case of NGN, this approach is, so the slide is just main idea. This join this voice data and multimedia in the one universal packets network, and going from this network from separately to one universal network. And this new multi-service network has the one central control plane. This can manage and this can control and manage all network in the one point. So, what is NGN network? Next generation network definition. NGN is packet-based network able to provide telecommunication services to use and able to make use in multiple broadband quality of service enable transport technology, and which service related functions are independent of the underlying transport related technology. It enables unfettered access for users to network and to competing service providers and service of this choice. It supports generation mobility, which will allow consistent and ambiguous provision of service to users. So this requires some and characteristic. is unified global networking platform. That means that this network can be provided to all worldwide, and this interconnect operators and providers, and using the universal control platform, this networking platform. Not first, this next is packet-based network because the main idea which age information transmitted by packets. Because otherwise, for example, telephone system often use the channel switching technology. So this means that before you transmit some information, you need to connect physical lines, switching physical or logical channels to one node, one end so this connection between the end to net to end connections. And these channels use it only for transmission information for this communication session to end to end. Otherwise, packet-based network, we transmit a packet to the nearest node, network node, and inside this node, routers decide what the next output channel, what the next network node must be used to deliver your packets, the small piece of information data or data from your one end users to another end users. Next is provide telecommunication service because it's telecommunication network. Next, this network must be control quality of service, transport technology, and so this using the protocol which can control, eliminate, delay, throughput, and reliability. Why it's need? Because different service, different kind of information requires different quality of service parameter. For example, if you send information data about the digital data, some files, you need uh, to obtain the quality that low probability that lost this information inside the network. But in this case, delay may be any. For example, if you try send to email, and for users point of view is not important. This message, so this email transmitted to your um, destination over 1 second or about over half seconds, because it's not important to you. But for example, if to try send audio signals, real-time signals, or for example, you have the phone call, and this case delay about the several seconds is very critical for you because you don't understand anything if your packets transmitters different delay between the customs to end. So this means for, but on the other hand, resume back to the phone call case. If you some packets, some parts of your speech, this audio signal is lost, and in the receiver side, this lost packet piece of signal is changed to the noise, is not important for you because you don't, in this case you understand great understand what your friends say to you. So for data transmission, the main that low probability to lose information and low probability for error when you transmit information. For phone call, is more critical parameter is delay. So because this network is universal, this must be provide both services as data service so as telephone service, and this means that you need to control the quality parameters when you transport the data through our NGN network. Next, because NGN network is global network, it may be overlaid over different transport layer technologies. So, what is example? If you, for example, now elections, for example, I use now the wired access to internet, shows uh, university local area network using the Ethernet technology. Some body of students now use to access to our lectures to the Google Meet using the cell phones and run application in your smartphone. No, for example, another student can be used, for example, Wi-Fi to access network from the plant top or, for example, your laptops. So we all access the service as video conferencing now, and our lectures in going are based on the video conferencing service. But you access to the service by different way. Wired lines, Ethernet, Wi-Fi, cell phones, cell network is different. So as transport law, technology, it's Ethernet, 5G, 4G, I'm sorry, 4G, some kind of Wi-Fi technologies, but the network is global in the same. Next, generation mobility, which allow consistent and ambiguous provision of the first users. In this case, it means that you can use as mobile phones for this. Another way, this network, when we can change the position or how we can access. For example, now I access to the NGN network, so network from my office in the university and using the wired line, but after some short break, I can come home and continue and access the same services, video conferencing in this case, from my home. In this case, I access the same services from different position, and our network must be provide this service and um, provide the mobility for us. Different standard organization is working on the writing and providing the standards for NGN. No, the main organization is E2T, Telecommunications Organization Sector. Next is Alliance for Telecom Industry, ATIS, ATC, 3GPP. All this organization is used to provide some standards in NGN network and multi-service networks. This is stack of different standard by different organization, and each organization is providing its own approach to standardization. And different approach and different standard. For example, EITF is using the reference RFC and often the standardization for internet traffic. And its approaches is often using the text format and HTTP XML-based standards and protocols and HTTP based for transport protocols. If you characterize the OTT organization, in this case is binary, so it often uses the binary format of information, and often the standard describes the low level, physical level, and channel levels in telecommunication systems. If you pay attention to 3GGP, it's most using the mobile technology, cell phones, to access the NGN network. And this example is all the standards is on the name, today's name is LTE, long-term evolution network. No, 4G is an example of OT networks. Next, when you try to standardization NGN, we meet the next problems. The first problem, because when you try to build NGN network, it not means that you need to destruct and deconstruct working network. This often you need to access, so the interconnect between the new NGN future network and the access network and migrate to the future network towards NGN. So in this case, you need to solve the problems which occurred in the old telecommunication technology, so networking technologies. Next is development in the field of access technology. So, for example, you have some standard core network. Now is our core network is based overlaid network over IP network over Ethernet, ATM, SDH, and other physical level technology, and solve it. But when different vendor tries to develop its own standards, own technology, it must be for point of view this vendors is better, and try to introduce this on the standardization area. And in this case, you need to solve problems to develop access technology, how we interconnect this access network which used in different vendors to our core network. And similarly, you need to connect access network to the IP network because not all network use IP-based technology. For example, ATM. ATM, asynchronous transport network, is very good technology. It's maybe better than IP network, but it's more cost much to using this technology, that IP network. But now you need to convert the format of packets which transmitted the IP network and ATM network and make an interconnection between this network. Next is the provision of services and development of new one. This means that our requirement to our network and services which provided by this network is each time I need to add new services. So you need to provide and develop the new service and adapt the service to NGN network. No, similar NGN network must be migrated, updated, upgraded to providing some new services. Next, interworking and the area of addressing. Because different type of network use your own addressing methods. In this case, when you build a global NGN network, you need to solve the interconnection and convert the addressing from one signal to another. And another similar problems interlocking of signaling system. Signaling system is used to transmit control information and management and control the network. So management is describes the access and some business processes of users and customers. And another hand, you need to control network because it's a technical control. So this traffic management, the success management, and realization some security approach inside our network. Next is roaming and mobility, because our users often change its position in the global network and become from one user to another, and you need to make roaming. So this need to serve and provide services to these customs when we situated in the network of all the providers and operators. Do you have any questions? You can write your questions in the chat if you're more useful for you. Or you can press button raise hand, and I see you raise hand and answer your questions if you have. 6 key criteria for NGN network. The central is NGN network, and the first, again, the packet-oriented network. This network with must support broad variety of services. It's from data, basically the data services, transmission data, to the video transmission, real-time traffic, audio signal, telephone speech, and all must be on the same network. Openness and flexible regarding new services. Separation in the different layer using open interfaces. I pay attention to this criteria. This means that for control our network, the functions must be divided by hierarchy and separated by different layers. For example, one moment, I try to next. So what this means? For example, to transmit information in the low levels, it's divided in NGN, it's access level. So in this layer, you saw the problem how our clients must be access to our network and build this access network. Next function is transport layer. This all function how we can transmit data streams without analyze the services, but show the core network from the one H node to another. And upper layer is control layer. In this case, you need to management and control network. Control network, and in this layer, I'm sorry, in this layer, and this case, all services is providing in the upper layer, control and management layer. Next generation network engine is focused to and application focused on application is independent from access method. So we discussed already this. For example, our elections using the video conference services, and we access to the services by different way from wired network and stationary workstation, and from laptop on types on from smartphones, but you all obtain the same services, video conference services. Integration and access structure. So this means the NGN network must be built not as separate new network, but is to connect and integrate all exit network infrastructure to new global multi-service network. And the slide again shows the approaches that pre-NGN case, we have the separate network for mobile cell, telephone plan, all telephone system network, separately network is dependent on both internet for data transmission And next is video content services, for example, TV broadcast network used to transmit the video. And future network is must be integrated and joined to all global network. And we have the structure of different line. The bottom line is success. So we solve a problem of access to and users devices to our network. Next is call and session control. Next is service application. Is in this case the same. In this case, we introduce the different services and add the new services to our network. And upper level is management is integrated. It's provide to control and management all network from the services, call session control, switching and transfer, and from this one, so control from one point. Another structure is by divided by function by this access function. So in this case, we use mobile access, this resident temporary play. So this one variant of wired access is based of high-speed access, is ADSL modems, it's Ethernet access, and other kind of access from residence to the carrier network. And triple play in this case means that one network can provide free main type of data transmission. So the first is data transmission, next services is telephone service, and so this channel switching, and last is video, TV access. This is the main services which uses in each residence and home. And similarly, the business cooperation sector use the business access for your own goal. So this data transmission, bank transfer, data access, exchange between the database and cooperative section, and all. And service layer is different service, as for example, TV on demand, video on demand, high definition television, different kind of business services, business application service. Next is video, voice, telephony services, and voice gateway between the different kind of information between the open telephone system and IP system, and business service. And the last is access to internet for interconnection and transmit information via world, and using the main service in the internet is WV or Wide Web, World Wide Web. And again, that allow service and application. Next is control level. This control the telecommunication equipment, and transport layer. It solves the problem of switching and interconnecting the core network and transport our packet stream between the different nodes in the network. And bottom layer is different kind of access network, fixed network, data network, cable, TV network, and fixed. Sorry. Hello. So let's continue. And why use the IP network as the basic technologies for multi-service NGN network? Because user connects to specific network technology is different. It's LAN, WAN, and in this case, IP is technology that enable network interconnection and any-to-any connectivity. So if you, in this case, if you compare a different approach, in the first problem which used it, so what the base technology it was, this may be packet switching or maybe channel switching technology. Because switching technology has a big drawback that if you interconnect and at first you need to obtain link end-to-end before start the transmission information. In this case, you need more time to become in the connection because it's more complex problem, find paths and switch on all connection until inside the network to obtain the end-to-end links. Next, in this case, in this technology, all bandwidth of our channel is limited to use only for these two users, interconnected users, and cannot be share this resource for another data transmission. But it has some pros because in this case, this connection channel switching have the minimal delay because the control of traffic is more simple and control end-to-end, and you not have the storage and proceeding inside the network in the edge nodes, and this case it has the minimal delay. Otherwise, packet switching network is this has some better because it don't need to obtain end-to-end connection before start to our station, and our packet transmission step by step, hop by hop approaches when the one node is received packet, and so what's the next router must be used to transmit our packet to all the side of network. But in this case, drawback that IPNet and so packet switch network is proceeding for each packet, each path of information, each node. So in this case, you have the delay, and this delay is increased, and this delay is random and unpredictable. So it's not good for real-time traffic, not good for video conference, for example, not good for telephone speeches. And from all technologies, but another better because bandwidth, the capacity of each links in networks can be shared to transmission different kind of information of different parts of users. In this case, the cost of using this network is decreased. So, but why is IP? The different technology used to packet switch based on packet switching. It's ITM. It's from relay X25 network. It was all kind of packet switching network. But IP network is technology that enable in the described in some standard interconnection. It's ready to end connection to different customers. So this IP network may be the best and universal protocols to use in this our future network. And because the IP stack protocols is not described the low-level protocols. So this can work over any physical layer technology. Can be used Ethernet, this peer-to-peer network, P2P network, and another kind of network, for example, using the modem switching network. So any underlying network can be used to build overlaid IP network. So it's very good because the standard is more universal. And the mine, if you discuss about IP, so this discuss about the protocol it's used inside our network. It's not internet, because internet is data network, is used in working over IP network and interconnect different web services. So internet, the mine shares internet is World Wide Web, triple W service. This slide is shown the integrate approach. So this again, the mine is covered by different courses. Upper layer is services, and this function, this different service and service control function. Next is transport. So this transport control function, IP or MPLS transport, and H function, and the different kind of access technologies. This Cooper access, so using the MSAN, the Faber access, different, for example, optical networks. This wireless access can be WiMAX, 5G networks, Wi-Fi, and another. So the wireless technology, and using the different kind of mobility network, cell phone networks. But because each kind of problems is solved independently and separately, it's more easy to build one global network, multi-service network. So now we can compare different services can be provided by different networks. So the old system is plain old telephone system, this classical telephone system, and compare it with internet and NGN. So in the multimedia services, so transmission different kinds of information as audio and video is for PSTN is impossible, because PSTN is a network for transmission speech signal and phone services, providing phone services. But for Ethernet, it's very easy. NGN is provide this kind of service. Next, quality of service control and support. For PC network is very good because it's the best network for point of quality of service, because it has the minimum delay and minimum jitter. For Ethernet, because it's used as packet switches, it's hard to control the services, and internet is not, because it's data network at first. It's not control quality of service. For NGN network, you need to provide in NGN network is possible to provide quality of service support functions. Network intelligence. Okay, for PSTN and using this together, this intellect network is it's possible. For internet is impossible. For NGN, because it's integrate all the services and the good choice protocols, NGN is provide this function. So how we can see, you can different criteria. I paid attention to reliability. in comparison that NGN have the high reliability. Next is how easy to create new service. For PSTN network is very complex task because control application in each net on each telephone station. So before you introduce new service, you need to upgrade and update software each node. Because internet is ad hoc technology, it's more easy. And NGN technology, it can provide new services very easy because when we create this approach, this concept, this introduce the functions that very easy introduce new services in our NGN network. Similar to the simplicity of service use, this medium for telephone and high for NGN internet. Next. Next is again from different plane in NGN. Okay, again, I want to pay attention that NGN concept, the vital function is application play, application control play, next is transport play and access plan. So this main component. And new services introduction in the application play, management and technical control. So this control switching and some telecommunication layer protocols operate in the control plane. And pay attention to access network. This classical approach how we build the access network. So right from left to right. This the bottom is client customs networks. With customs and the users can use different technology to access as XDSL modems, cable, TV, WiMAX, fiber or mobile, and this connect to different stations by different technology. But when access network to try to connect to the core network, you need to try the metro aggregation network. So this needs so the client connect to access node and aggregated net is use multi-link connection to some redundancy and interconnect the access node and connect it to the to the edge node. And edge node is provide connection to connect between the metro aggregation network and core network. When we use the protocol IP network or more better versions of IP for core network MPLS. Next, because we discuss about the IP telephony, the slide show how we can introduce the phone service to our NGN network. And the slide shows the main component of NGNs of switch. So, what we can use from the sum. The main component, the central, which control our node is so switch. This operate and control the signalization, so controls the traffic and access users to our network and realize all telephone service. But it's helpful to different kind of other component. So for introduce some additional service, you need to application service. For example, is some different after color This is different in help service, help desk services. This is all kind of application service. Next, if you need to access to media content, you need to use media service. When you need to connect different kinds of network, for example, plan all telephone system to this NGN network, and for example, different another kind of network, you need to use gateway control, media gateway control. And in this case, we can interconnect the different kinds of telecommunication protocol. We use it with different network and use the bridge between the one network to other network. And because each network uses a different signaling, so we need to use signaling gateway. To convert how we can see, for example, if you connect planned old telephone system to our NGN network, you need to convert signaling system 7, which used in telephone service, to the another kind of signaling with SyncTran, which used inside the NGN network and VoIP networks. Next is trunking gateway is case when we need to connect group traffic between the PST network and VoIP NGN network. Video gateway, signal gateway, trunking. Oh, next, access gateway. This access gateway is used to connect users to our NGN network. For example, your home IP phone is connected to access network. This controls the user's access to our network. And different kinds of protocols which use it to transmit this information. The most often used protocol in phone system is SIP protocol because it's more better. And another kind is H323, but this protocol is more complex than SIP, and it require more hardware resource to processing the user device. Now, it's often used in the SIP protocols. We pay attention additional to this protocol later in our section. Next, and these functions. First is switch component is media gateway control. Instructions, this again, this briefly this control media gateway. So I put the slides. And we can see is detail because I briefly discussed about this control. Do you have any questions about the component of NGN network? No questions. Media gateway and its functions. Application server is already discussed. So, NGN configuration and topology. Because NGN network is in this interconnection between the different kind of networks. So in this slide it shows the NGN core network with NGN access network. So this forms different kind of type of interfaces. So UNI, this means user network interface, and this interface is responsible to the connection between the custom network or custom devices to network side of file. And another network interface, this interface used to interconnect different devices, different nodes inside the same network, on the same levels of network. And internet network interface is interface between the different layers of network. For example, is between the NGN access network and NGN core network. Vulnerabilities. So, IP multimedia subsystem and SIP enable rich features set of convergent series, but also open up the network to IP-based vulnerability because NGN is based on IP network. All availabilities is characterized is for IP network is it is in the our NGN network. And in IP multimedia service and SIP vulnerabilities include the operation system level vulnerabilities because physically in hardware level, all our network and services built using the different kind of computers and servers. We are running the different kind of operating systems. This may be sub-family of Unix and Linux operation system, and maybe use it Microsoft Windows subfamily of operation system. And additional to the classical problems, this NGN network adds some additional new vulnerabilities is unique for this kind of services. Is new, unique, in real-time sensitive application layer. And together, vulnerabilities is increased. And now, briefly, network security. The different type of interfaces and points where our network security might be provided. The first is network security interface has been defined within the same network domains. To secure some additional functions which occur in this network. And next is between network domains because different networks using the different domain and because you not fully control the processes which occur in the network of the operator, and the not good control is not good realization of security function of the operator can the height impact to our network. So in this case, to isolate problems of the providers of the operators for our network, you need to define the security gateway and solve some security problems using the security gateway and between the different operators. Next is policy and quality of service management. Different kind of traffic transmitted and different requirement is used to our network, so it's all inflated to the management of quality of service. And similar is for policy how we access user to resource of network. Because we have the limited resource, network resource, to limited capacity of our network. And this case, if you're not using some policy, in this case, customs and users with high and very high intensive traffic can use all free resource of network and all capacity in the high quality capacity, high amount of capacity of network, and it inflates the quality of service to all users. So NGN is network to all services and for all users wide world. and you not taken control to limited set of users. So you need to obtain some policy rule to define. Next. Next, it's about the real-time allocation network resource. Because our customs is migrate from different part of network, from different network, and ask request, send request to content to our application service content service. In this case, you need to automatically locate the network resource and is provide the services to the customer. It's increase the complexity of our networks and influence the quality of service in our network and must be solved when we provide services and network NGN network. So must be lost. Yes. So our lecture finished. Do you have any questions?
Yes, I would like to ask you, what about the labs of this course?
We have labs, so we have the labs in practice. Because lab and practice is we join together. We have the no we so in lab we build virtual cloud in the AWS Amazon Web Service and install the Asterisk system and administrate and try to secure the services using this Asterisk system and Amazon Web Services approaches.
So it's online, not in the university.
Yes, it's online.
Okay. And I want to ask you also about the final test of this course. Is there a final test or only assignment that we should submit?
Yes, I add assessment in the classroom because I point to the. So I have the tax table and this all materials is occurred in the classroom automatically using this your timetable. So assessment is was later, about the middle of March. We meet the first assessment in the classroom, and maybe in test.
Okay.
Teacher, I have a question to ask you.
Yes.
You send us documents on email, but what you sent did not deliver. Can you please resend the lecture note again, the lecture material again?
If you please log into the classroom because I add materials and slides for all sections. This might be occurred now.
Okay, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yes.
Yeah, the
So
link.
let's add another materials.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Do you have more questions?
No question for now from my side.
Yes, where can we find the lecture that you have uploaded, Mr. Dimitri?
You can find in the classroom.
Group chat, you will see it in the group chat, the link. Hadi, check the group chat, you see the link.
No, okay. I now add the invitation link to the chat now. One moment, please. I add to the chat.
I see. I've seen it. Okay.
But you must be you must receive this invitation link and by this one in the chat now.
Okay, I have seen it. Will you upload the video that you've recorded as well now?
Yes, upload the video in the classroom too.
Okay, thank you very much.
I recorded, but I sometimes forgot to start recording. So please, in the next lections, if you see that I don't start record, recording, say me, please. I start record.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Welcome.